Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
The Jackson County Fair Board, in conjunction with Total Media, proudly present Neil McCoy. Neil McCoy. Saturday, July 15th at the Jackson County Fair. VIP track access seats now available for only $30, which includes admission to the fair. Get tickets now at JacksonCooHfair.com or at the Total Media Studios in Jackson.
Well, happy Monday, everyone, and welcome to the morning show. It's a beautiful new week here on Main Street TV. And guess what? James is here today.
I am here today.
Does it make you feel bad that you're like third string?
No.
No? Okay.
Not in this scenario.
Not
Maybe
in
in other scenarios.
So, typically Pete's here,
It's
and then
true.
if Pete's not here, typically Jeremiah's,
Yes.
here, and then
Yes.
Jeremiah couldn't be here, so now you're...
Yeah.
Now it's James.
Yeah, this is true. So we normally,
But we're always glad to have you here.
Well, thank you. Normally we do news on Monday,
Yes.
but like you said, Pete's out this week.
Yep.
Or at least the first half of the week. Then the news hound Jeremiah Schaefer wasn't feeling well this morning, so he couldn't be here. And Phil Buffington offered to step up, and I was like, no, I don't want to throw this on you last minute. We'll have you come on later in the week. And we'll do some news, maybe tomorrow, depending on how it shakes out. But I didn't want to make him run and get all this stuff ready Monday morning. But,
that's stressful.
yeah, but I mean, we do normally do news on Mondays. Mm-hmm. So in that spirit, I thought I'd do a little bit of news. Okay.
Do you want to do the news about the car that ended up in the creek at McDonald's?
We could talk about that.
Dylan, that was crazy stuff.
Dylan, do you want to find that picture real quick on the Telegram Facebook page?
Yeah, I can find it for you.
Did
Jamie and I are driving down the street on, was that Saturday or Sunday?
It was Saturday morning.
Saturday morning, and Jamie's like, oh no, there's a lot of police activity at McDonald's, because you could see it clear down the street. And I'm like, what on earth could possibly be going on at McDonald's that requires that much law enforcement? Yeah. And when we got through, a car had kind of driven over the...
Yeah, so I never saw any official report on this, but I gathered that it was an older lady that got her foot tangled up in the pedals.
I think it was, because when we drove by, and please understand, we are not making fun at all. This was it was just one of those things you drive by and you're like, whoa, how did that happen? But I could see the police were comforting an older lady, and I would assume that's, who it was. And, listen, weird things can happen.
Yeah.
Very easily.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just kind of a sight to see when you're driving down Main Street and there's a car sitting in the bottom of the creek between People's Bank and and McDonald's. Whoa. But
there we go.
There it is. It looks as if I think Courtney took that picture.
I believe so. So we know what Courtney had for breakfast. Yeah,
so we know that Courtney was having her McDonald's fill.
Hot cakes and sausage.
But so...
Hey, I get that. I get a little overzealous about going out to breakfast sometimes. Too.
I know, right? You get hungry and you just, get a little out of control. But
hopefully we'll have some official story behind this maybe later in the week.
Yeah, and it appeared it appeared to me that it seemed that everyone was fairly safe. So that's it, minus maybe the car. I don't know what kind of shape it was in, but
maybe some embarrassment.
Hurt pride for sure. I was wondering how do you get the car out? And that part I never saw.
Hook it up to a tow truck and
That would have
pull it
been
out with a chain.
quite a spectacle to see.
Well, we went by a couple hours later, and there was still a tow truck parked there.
Oh, really?
It looked like they had pulled the car out, but wasn't gone yet.
Okay.
So I don't know if they drove away or if they towed it away, but there was a tow truck there, and a car, I think it was the car that went into the creek, had been pulled up into the regular parking area because it wasn't really parked like you would normally park. It's just kind of like
sitting there.
Yeah, it was kind of sitting there. So so it looked like
wild.
they just pulled it out with a chain. Yeah.
But so that was the excitement in Jackson on Saturday morning.
It was the excitement in Jackson.
Yeah. So there you go.
So we got what?
There. Now we've done our 6 minutes of news.
6 minutes of news. But yeah, I mean that's the sort of thing that people just kind of go wild about. Hold on, let me bring this back up here real quick. So that was shared 182 times.
Holy
on
moly!
Facebook on Saturday, 181 or 185 reactions and 131 comments.
Oh my!
Some people
goodness.
being a little cheeky,
Some
rude. Some people being
pretty.
Some people were pretty brutal. And
yeah, they were pretty brutal. Honestly, I was like, "Wow, you guys just went there, didn't you?" So, some Dukes of Hazzard comments, things like that.
You understand when you see something like that. A lot of times you sort of expect the worst. Yeah. But I do have a few other news stories.
Okay.
And these are definitely examples of expect the worst, you get the worst.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one, alleged thief released from jail steals bond agent's SUV.
No.
All right, so this happened in Charlotte, North Carolina. A bond agent told Channel 9 she went inside the McClacklinburg County Jail and came out to find her car missing. But what happened to the car makes the story even more bizarre. Police say Anthony Godard had just bonded out of jail for stealing a car when seconds later, after walking out of the jail, he stole the bond agent's car.
No!
The bond agent said, "This has to be the boldest and dumbest criminal in the city. As a bail bondswoman, I thought I had seen it all." The audacity to get out of jail, walk outside of the jail, and steal a car, she said. She went into the jail Friday night to post the client's bond. As she's walking in, police said Godard was walking out. A different bail bond worker had already posted his bond. Police said surveillance video shows Goddard breaking into and driving away in her vehicle.
Well, at least she didn't bail him out.
Yeah. So...
Oh, no, that's horrible.
Yeah.
I wonder if they caught him or found her car.
I doubt. Let's see if it specifies, but I can't imagine he got very far.
Yeah, that seems like they'd be out looking for him pretty quick.
Yeah, but I mean, it actually gets worse than that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So this criminal, police officers catch suspected bike thief red-handed. So we've got a video of this one. So here's this bike, and if you notice the window there,
it says police.
This bike is parked outside of the police station.
Are you kidding me? And he's trying to steal the bike?
Yeah, so this is in Oregon. So he's just trying to steal this bike right outside the police station. And here in a second, Mr. Police Officer just casually walks outside. And he's like, "Excuse me, sir. What are you doing? Why do you..." He's like, "I lost the key. I forgot the combination."
What's that? And he's got the cutters in his hands.
Yeah, so police say...
What an idiot.
Yeah. So police say the would-be thief was captured on video trying to steal a bike outside an Oregon police station and then captured by police officers a few seconds later. Security footage from the police station in Gladstone, Oregon, shows a male attempting to take only the bike in the bicycle rack outside of the building on December 27th, shortly after 6 p.m. In the video, the masked and hooded suspect can be seen attempting to free the bike from the rack outside the police station using a pair of large bolt cutters. The rack is directly beside a window stamped in the words, "Police."
Oh, no. I mean, number one, the hood and the mask would have been the first, indication that you were doing something nefarious. And then the bolt cutters and so on and so forth.
But sometimes when you're attempting to commit a crime, maybe it's a good thing to wear something on your head.
Okay.
Like this gentleman who was attempting to break a window with a brick during a burglary.
Okay.
So, bam!
That's awesome.
So this happened in Maryland.
He totally knocked himself out.
Replay that one. Just put that on loop, Dylan. He tries to.
He's like, I'm done.
He tries to keep going, but he can't do it. Maryland police are searching for a man they've dubbed the Bad Luck Bandit.
What kind of glass is that?
I think it's it's bulletproof glass. I guess it's like a bank teller.
Oh.
Who hit himself in the head with a brick he threw at a store window. The Prince George County Police Department said Monday a man was caught on surveillance footage breaking into a restaurant last month with a brick. Police say the man shattered the store's front window, walked in, and then tried to use the same brick on what turned out to be bulletproof glass. Police say the man repeatedly tried to break the window, protecting the front counter, and the brick bounced back on the third try. If at first you don't succeed,
hey, third time's a charm, man.
Third time's a charm. They say the brick hit the man in the head. He fell down and lay there for a few minutes before leaving the scene.
This is kind of like the guy that was trying to steal the wire from up at the restaurant and electrocuted himself.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, he stumbles out. Yeah.
But this is maybe the best one I'm saving for last.
Okay.
Suspected thief in Colorado drops gun and loses pants in botched robbery.
Oh, no.
All right. A man is wanted in connection with a robbery in Colorado, was caught on security camera dropping a replica gun before running out of the store and losing his pants in the process.
Oh, my God.
All right. So rewind it to the beginning, Dylan. We got to watch this one a couple times.
Wait. So he's like all bumbling about it. So he throws the gun across the counter.
The gun just slips right out of his hand. He tries to jump over there, but he can't do it. And then he karate kicks the door open, and his pants fall down in the process. And then the store clerk, who looks like she's not bothered at all the whole time.
I know, she's just like...
It fell in the trash can.
Did it fall in the trash can? And then here in a second...
No, she's got it in her hand right there.
Yeah, it falls on the floor, and she just picks it up. And then she casually just walks over and locks the door.
What an idiot.
Yeah. But I love the way he kicks the door open.
Yeah.
And then she just sets the gun down on the counter.
Yeah, she doesn't look flustered at all.
I mean, she kind of jumps when it falls out of his hand. Like right there, she jumps. But after that, she handles it very well.
She's like, Harry, you forgot your gun.
Now, notice that she's holding it like a club. She's bashing with it. The suspect was left running from an e-cigarette shop in Colorado with his pants falling down after what police are calling a botched robbery. Security camera footage shows a man walking into the store and attempting to take out what police later said was a replica handgun, but ends up flying over the counter instead. The BB gun with the orange tip removed.
BB gun. No, it does not have an orange tip on it.
It said the orange tip was removed.
Oh.
Fell onto the floor where the clerk grabs it. Video captures the surprise on the suspect's face as the gun makes its way over the counter. The suspect attempts to climb over the counter before appearing to change his mind. He runs back out the door. He is then seen losing his pants before going off screen. The clerk then goes to the door and locks it. I think we should watch that one more time, Dylan.
Yeah. I wonder if they caught him ever.
Can't imagine.
I mean, it's kind of almost so sad that you just like, whatever, just let him go, man.
Yeah.
He sucks so bad at being a robber.
Yeah. Look at his little... So good.
Why? Like, dude, wear a belt, man.
Yeah, he's got on like track pants.
Yeah, like what? Maybe he was trying to steal some money so he could go buy a belt.
I don't know.
And like you're robbing an e-cigarette store. Like what?
How much cash?
Give me all your juice. Like what?
Right.
Like what are you getting?
Oh, I know. I mean, how much cash could possibly be in that register?
Give me your vape pens and.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Have you seen those montages?
Like I can't even get over the counter.
Yeah, you can't
like,
even jump over the counter. Now I think that she maybe already. Oh my gosh. So like she has the gun.
Yes.
So maybe he's thinking, oh, she's got the gun. Now I got to get away.
But it's not a gun.
But he knows it's not a real gun.
Right.
Presumably she is not. I mean, she maybe could tell by the weight that it's not a real gun.
I mean, maybe he
But
didn't know it wasn't a real gun.
That's
I mean,
true.
he's not like obviously the shiniest,
What if, like,
penny in
his
the pond.
friend gave it to him and he had no idea.
He's like, crap, she's got the gun now.
Yeah.
Yeah, his friends are out in the car like daring him to go do it. Here, man, I got you a gun. It's real. It's legit.
Yeah. All right. So let me know in the comments which one of those four gentlemen deserves the title dumbest criminal.
Oh, man. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, they're all pretty good.
I don't know.
So we've got the guy with the fake gun whose pants fell down. We've got the guy who stole the bail bondsman's car. We've got the guy that hit himself in the head with a brick trying to break a window.
Yeah.
And we've got the guy that stole the bicycle outside the police station.
I kind of think that one is about the worst.
That's the dumb...
because he got caught, number one, because they walk right out. They're watching you do what you're
caught
doing.
before he even really got started. He hadn't even finished committing the crime yet.
Right. And I mean, if the window didn't say police so big,
Right. And
like you walked toward the sign that said police.
One, there's that security camera right there, clear as day view of what's happening. But even if there wasn't a security camera there, there's a giant picture window. They would have just seen him out the window.
Exactly. Dude. Oh.
All right, so Rick votes for the brick guy.
Okay, well that was pretty dumb too.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like just dumb, it's obviously the bicycle guy, but like just the ridiculous circumstance you got yourself in is the dude with his pants falling and running out of the building.
Because it's like, could anything else go wrong for this dude?
Yeah.
Like,
But like he made a choice to karate kick that door.
he did. I wonder if he made a noise.
Oh, I guarantee.
Yeah.
He was like,
as he went through.
he went full like Bruce Lee on that door.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah.
I don't understand how his pants fell down.
Well, he was wearing like track pants and he probably had like keys in his phone and his wallet and all this stuff and these like windbreaker pants.
I mean, he didn't have a gun in it anymore.
Yeah, he didn't have his gun anymore. Maybe the gun was holding him up. But I don't know if he made like a karate sound when he did that. But those pants were going whoosh, 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 when he was running away.
He was making all the noises. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, at least we can have a little bit of fun out of their
misery.
sucking at being criminals.
Yeah, guys, step it up.
So Dylan, let this be a lesson to you. If you're going to rob a vape store, put a belt on.
That's a good lesson.
And put some Velcro on the gun. So you don't drop it. I got it.
And then he gets home
I
and he can't
get
I can't get it off.
Oh my gosh, this is so funny.
Good stuff.
Oh man. Oh well.
So what'd you do this weekend?
Well,
Robin's vape.
I did not rob a vape store.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so this was kind of fun. I won't give you all the crappy stuff that I had to do this weekend that I didn't want to. But we hosted, let me get the right exact name so I don't mess this up real quick. We hosted a group at the brewery, Jamie and I did, on Saturday night. And it was the Farm Bureau District 21 YAP. They call it the YAP Committee, which is Young Agricultural Professionals, I think is what that stands for.
Maybe work on that acronym, but okay.
YAP, yeah. But our good friend Kim Harless was there. Several other community farmers, folks like that. They're basically it's a group for young agricultural people that are in the business, that are interested in that. And are you looking at pictures?
Yeah, Dylan, there's some pictures of this on Facebook.
Yeah, if you go to what did you look up? The Farm Bureau?
Shared it. Somebody shared it to the Sixth Sense.
Cool.
Page.
Jamie must have done that. So yeah, if you go to the Sixth Sense page, but it was really, really fun. And so the group came in Saturday late afternoon, and we gave them a tour of our production facility. Jamie gave them a kind of an overview about the brewing process.
Yeah.
We let them smell some hops, things like that. And they got to I gave them a little brief history about how long the brewery's been open and stuff like that. And then we went over and toured our new tap room that we're working on. That's the work in progress. And then we went over to our current tap room and did a tasting and explain, how you could take the same ingredients in making beer, and it's kind of how you cook it as to what it, tastes like, or why you bring out certain flavors and that kind of thing. So I'm here's this beer. This tastes super juicy, where this beer tastes super piney, but you could still have some of the same hops in there. There's some of them there. Yeah. And I think, I don't know if Kim took that picture or I can't remember, but
she's not in it. She's not in any of them, so I'm guessing that she probably took them.
Probably. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun, and it is a cool new group that they're trying to build up. And the girls there had come from different counties. I think one was from Scioto, and I can't remember where the other one was from. But they asked some really, really good questions.
Pike?
That's maybe Pike. That's our canning line there. So that's Jamie explaining how the canning line works. And
he's like, cans.
Yeah, the cans. Stuff goes in them, lids go on them, and they get labeled.
You ever seen the movie The Jerk?
Yeah.
He's like, these are some defective cans.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
So there's that, and then so we went over, did a little tasting. They got to try some of our food, and so it was a really good time. Got to hang out with those folks for the afternoon, and
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say another thing. We've talked about this off the air before, but I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the air.
Yeah.
Will you bring that group picture up again, Dylan? All right, so that's your husband Jamie there in the middle in the black zip up hoodie.
Yeah, the one that is not a figment of my imagination.
It was not a figment of your imagination. And so you say you've never watched the show Ted Lasso.
No.
All right, Dylan, do you watch Ted Lasso, Dylan?
I have not.
All right, I would like you to bring up a picture of Coach Beard from Ted Lasso. And if you can put him side by side with Jen's husband, Jamie.
You are not the first person to tell me this.
Well, I didn't notice it until I heard Courtney say it.
But you are definitely not the first people to say that.
There is definitely a resemblance between Jamie and Coach Beard.
And I'm not sure if I don't know if it's personality or if it's, because is he real quiet?
Yeah, there's personality similarities too. It's not just physical, but the physical similarity is pretty striking from certain angles.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Did you find it, Dylan?
I did. I'm putting it in now.
Okay. But yeah, no, we have heard that a couple times. So if y'all are Ted Lasso fans, which I have not, I've watched a couple episodes, but I just haven't gotten into it yet.
Well, season 3 or 4. Yeah, so there's Coach Beard. There's Jamie.
You guys. That is pretty funny.
Like, even he's wearing like a whistle around his neck, but it looks just like the zipper on his jacket.
Their outfits are even the same.
Yeah.
Oh God, you guys, that's
pretty
funny.
good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Pretty good.
So I have a friend that used to say that Jamie looked like Eminem.
I mean, maybe when he was younger, but he doesn't look like Eminem now.
Never thought that one, but yeah. So, by the way, speaking of shows, there is a new show on Netflix called Beef.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking about it, but I've not watched it yet.
Oh my God. It is so good.
Yeah.
It is the epitome of insanity.
Uh-huh.
So it's basically the gist of it is it's Glenn from The Walking Dead and this lady, and they get into this like road rage incident where they're both having like really bad days and they both hate their lives. So they get into this road rage thing. And then it's like they just keep encountering each other. And like all the antics that go around it, it is hysterical. And there's all these like intertwining like people that are like keep coming into the story that are like related to each one, but they keep intertwining with the other one. And it's like really hard to keep track of, but it is hysterical.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of it like getting good reviews and like written up in like news articles and stuff, but I've not watched it yet.
I think it's because it's very unique.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's just like not like every other show.
Sure.
So it's very well written and it's very it is insane. It almost you're like, wait.
Huh?
Back up a minute.
back up
wait,
a
who
little bit.
now wait, who's that again? Yeah. So
Yeah.
but
Cool.
yeah, so watch Beef if you have Netflix and you're looking for something good to watch. It is insanity at its finest, yeah.
Well, speaking of things good to watch, here toward the end of the show,
Yes.
Dylan's been working on his new video. We're going to talk about that a little bit. He's got a little like teaser preview kind of thing.
Yes.
And then we're going to premiere it maybe later in the week.
Are you going to have it done?
Yep, it will be.
It's
Okay.
already done. He just didn't know how to get it.
So
He just didn't know how to get it onto the computer.
So this is Runaway Reagan part 4 of 3 or whatever, right?
It's part 3 of part 4.
Yeah, that's it.
He just confuses me so much.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we didn't say part 4. We said Runaway Reagan Battle of the Century.
I think you should just start doing like subtitles. So like you said, Battle of the Century. So then like nobody knows what order they're supposed to go in.
Oh,
you
so
know,
it's
like
Runaway Reagan and then just like the name.
semicolon battle, like the Star Trek movies.
That or
Like,
like
good luck.
Fast and Furious.
Well, most of the the Fast and Furious movies are weird, but some of them have numbers in them. Not all of them, but some of them do. But like the Star Trek, so like what the Star Trek, I don't know, the first 2 or 3 have numbers in them, and then they just have subtitles. So like, good luck knowing what order they're in.
Right. Okay.
See, like we did Runaway Reagan, and we called that Runaway Reagan. That was the first one, and then Runaway Reagan, the Reaganing, and then Runaway
Reaganing.
Runaway Reagan, the final lap, and then we
The
did
final
Runaway
lap.
Reagan, yeah, Battle of the Century, and then part 1, 2, and 3. And we realized we should have done like for these final 3, Runaway Reagan, the Revenge of the Banana, and then like Runaway Reagan,
The
Battle
Banana
of the
Strikes
Century,
Back.
and then Runaway Reagan, the final lap.
It's pretty good.
So much better.
Pretty good.
But we got Battle of the Century 1, 2, and 3. So
That works too.
I mean, that's kind of understandable.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we'll watch at the end of the show. We're gonna watch his little teaser trailer.
Okay, very
Sound
good.
All right. So you talked a little bit about what you did this weekend.
Yeah.
I had excitement on Saturday. We went down to the Lucasville swap meet.
Well, that would be excitement. I've never been.
I hadn't gone in several years, since before COVID, probably.
I think
maybe
that
since
would be
I was
really
in
fun.
college. It's bananas.
Really? Like
it's
bananas?
so big. Like this, I think.
I've heard it's huge, but
it's
I've never
huge.
been
I think
there.
this was the longest or the biggest most people set up vending.
Oh, really?
I think so. Because they had spaces with vendors that I thought were reserved for camping. Because people camp out. They
No.
camp there the weekend for the swap meet.
No, they don't.
They bring their campers and their tents and whatnot. And they like stay there all weekend for this.
Okay.
Yeah. So spaces that I thought was normally reserved for that had like vendors in it.
Okay.
But I'm kind of in the doghouse a little bit after this.
How on earth did you get in a doghouse going to a swap meet?
Because I would not let my girlfriend buy any of these things that Dylan's going to show us on the screen now.
Okay.
She desperately wanted. So these are some baby goats on the right and some Saint Bernard puppies on the left.
Oh my gosh.
And just so everywhere you turn, it was some kind of little cute animal.
Oh, look at her, how happy
yeah,
she is.
so those
until
some-
you told her no.
Yeah. So those are peacocks in the foreground there, and some lambs in the background. There's some more peacocks. Look at his big old tail sticking
How
out of the back.
cool, though.
Dude, there's so many
are they
peacocks.
babies or are they full grown?
I mean,
or?
I think those ones are probably pretty well full grown, but they definitely had like some
You know
younger
what I'm
ones.
curious about? So if you go to the Lucasville swap meet and say, you know what, I think I'm going to take a peacock home today. How do you do that?
Like physically, how do you get it?
Yeah.
home?
Like, how do you transport a peacock?
I mean, I think you just put that little pin in the back of your truck and.
Like, do they give you the pin or do they just give you the bird?
I mean, I think in that scenario they probably give you the bird. So like everybody, so you can kind of see in the background there, everybody there had a little wagon. So you see that little blue thing in the background? So everybody there had a little wagon that they were pulling around with them that they filled full of all the stuff they bought.
You mean the junk that they bought?
The junk that they bought.
Yeah.
The livestock that they bought. And so like people had, the little like pet carriers, like you take your dog to the vet.
Yeah.
They just have that like full of chickens in a little wagon toting it around.
Okay.
And there were people like carrying little baby dogs like in their coat, and stuff like that. So it's madness.
So,
Oh, you go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
So in this next photo here, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Are they eating like out of that red bag? Or
Yeah.
Okay, that
Yeah,
looks
the
like
red-
a tote or something.
Yeah, it's just a little feeder. It's just a little nylon bag
So-
that's got like straw in it.
Are those goats?
The little lambs.
Little lambs.
Well, the ones in the
Thank you,
foreground
Jen.
are little
I thought
lambs.
They were goats too.
In the background might be goats.
Yeah. That's
In the
what I was
foreground-
looking
The
at.
foreground is lamb.
I was looking at the red thing.
Yeah, that might be a little goat. I'm not sure. But the lambs were what she wanted.
They're so cute. Well, you have a fenced-in yard, don't you?
No.
Oh.
I don't have any fence.
Well, you should, James.
So we were talking to this one very nice lady that was selling goats and stuff like that. And she's like,
So cute.
she's like trying to sell us these goats. She's like, you've got your fence in, right? I was like, no, we don't have a fence. Oh, well, you got to get you a fence first. And then you can get you some goats.
Aw.
She was really nice. She was telling us all about it. But the funniest thing, bring the camera back to me, Dylan. We've got to get Jen's reaction to this. So this lady, I think, needs to spend more time with the people in her life that aren't as into goats as she is. So this other lady comes up to her and she's like, did you see those ones that guy had over there? She's like, I did. She's like, did you see the teats on that thing? She's like, yeah, you could milk that real easy. I saw it. I said, those are some nice teats on that goat. It was hilarious.
You're probably right, James.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
they're
she's
having
like,
a
"Did you-"
teats
Yeah, they're talking about how good
conversation.
the teats on that goat is.
What did
so
Aubrey
funny.
have to say about that?
Oh, she kept a very straight face during this conversation.
See, this is where you and I shouldn't have been together because that would have just gone really downhill
Yeah, you
really
would have
fast.
pushed it. So you're like, so what exactly makes a nice teat on a goat?
Totally.
Yeah.
James, did you keep a straight face?
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was pretty good.
There's no
The
way.
this lady was very nice. And she was like legitimately giving us good advice on like if you wanted a goat. She was telling us about like raising llamas and what kind of like environment you need for llamas to be happy. Is good stuff.
What kind of environment do you need for a llama to be happy?
It can't be damp because they get like disease and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a picture of this, but this might have been the cutest thing they had there.
I was going to ask you, like, what kind of wild stuff did you see?
So we've been talking about all these escaped emus.
Yes.
They had a baby emu for sale.
No.
It was so cute.
How big was it? No.
Yeah.
And you didn't get a picture?
I should have taken a picture of it. Dylan, Google baby emu and see if you can find one. I should have taken a picture of it. But yeah, I mean, lots of dogs, lots of like purebred dogs. People breed stuff like that and sell it there. And then, like, I swear, literally every person had chickens for sale.
Wow.
Like, I mean, I know that like they've always been animals at the swap meet.
Yeah.
And
well, they used to sell some really like wild stuff there.
Back in the day, I always heard stories about like really wild stuff being
like
sold
bears
there.
and
yeah. I've never seen anything more exotic than a peacock there.
Okay.
But yeah, back when I was younger, I heard stories about people like buying wolves.
You could,
and
you
bears
could
and,
buy anything there.
But
I'm sure that somebody's put the nix on that. What so oh my god.
That's about what it looked like.
How cute. So, how much would a peacock set you back if you wanted to buy a peacock?
I mean, they're pretty affordable. They're like $100 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's
I wonder what you do
those
to
Saint
like
Bernard puppies were like $1,500 or something like that.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah, so I feel like $100 for a peacock's a pretty good deal.
That's a pretty good deal.
Comparison.
So I wonder like what because I think there's some peacocks out at the 4 Mile greenhouse, or they used to have some peacocks, but where did
they've got parrots? I don't know if I've ever
they
seen
do.
peacocks.
They
out
had
there.
peacocks last time I was out there. But what do you do to house a peacock? Like how do you raise a peacock? Where do they
I
live?
assume it's similar to raising turkeys, just you need a little bit more space, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Has
Do
anybody
they
listening ever had a peacock?
Yeah, like do they have to live? Do they have like a stall in the barn that they live in, or do they have to have like a house? Do they go live in the trees? Like I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, they might be able to get up in trees.
Do they just live in the woods? Like where do they go?
I don't know. A chicken pecked me.
It did.
Yeah, we were like kind of petting them, you know.
Was it like take me home?
No, it was like back up.
Oh.
It's pretty funny. He's like, no.
Maybe he thought you were food.
He did. He was gonna make me food, whether I was food or not.
He's like, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Go get me one of those elephant ears, clown.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have that picture of the blue heeler puppies, Dylan?
Oh.
Look at those.
They are
guys.
so cute. Yes.
Look at those babies.
Little cattle dogs.
Yeah.
So those are similar to like what Olive would be because they're herding dogs as well.
Yeah.
So they would be pretty active and wild if they really have that herding instinct.
Yeah.
I need to bring Olive in. She's a little less wild than she once was.
Yeah.
Still
Hard to
wild,
believe.
but not as.
Just don't let her get close to your flip flops.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. My flip flop did not fare well the other day,
No.
which is so bizarre 'cause she hasn't touched a shoe in forever. But evidently, leather flip flops are fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, the swap meet is.
So
You really should go. If you really have never been before, you really should go.
is it all animals or is there like
No.
stuff there? Like what?
Oh,
what
there's
kind of
stuff there.
Like lots of stuff.
Like everything. A lot of people had tools. There were a lot of tools.
Okay.
A lot of guns.
oh, see
you
that
know.
that always makes me confused.
Oh yeah. This.
Like, how do you sell guns?
I I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure there's a legal way to do it.
Oh,
Or illegal. I don't know.
I don't know the legality of it, but there are a lot of people selling guns, a lot of people buying them that look like they probably shouldn't have been. You know, like people going like, how does this thing work? You know, stuff like that.
Which end do I put the stuff in?
All right. So James said bring that back up, Dylan. I couldn't read it fast enough. A friend of mine had a few in the yard. He would have to go track them down in other yards like that runaway. You know?
So they like to
I
travel.
imagine. Well, I mean, even like a chickens and turkeys can jump. Well, chickens, I don't know about turkeys, but chickens can jump over a pretty high fence.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like an emu could probably just
Or a peacock.
Yeah. Or a peacock, whatever. Just
Yeah.
kind of hurdle over it.
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know.
We need to do some research on peacock rearing.
Did you know that female peacocks are called peahens?
No.
I didn't either.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do the females have the pretty tail feathers too, or just the males?
I think not as much.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're like similarly colored, but their tails aren't as big. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think.
And the males have those crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
It is really neat. And there are some really cool ones. Here's another thing that I didn't know was a thing. There are a whole bunch of people that have like exotic pigeons for sale.
Huh?
Like real fancy looking pigeons. Like really pretty white floofy pigeons.
And what do you do with those?
I mean, just keep them as pets, I guess. I don't know. Google fancy pigeon, Dylan. I'm going to find a picture of a pigeon like in a tuxedo.
This is so insane. So what kind of like stuff? Did you see any cool, was there antiques there and things like that?
No, not really. I mean, there were some people that were selling like yard ornaments and things like that were kind of fun. I mean, there's food vendors, it's a lot like a carnival.
Gotcha.
I mean, there were some people, the one guy had like honey and things like that. I thought that there would be a little bit more farmer's market kind of stuff than there was. There really wasn't very much of that kind of thing. I mean, there are some people selling flowers and like, vegetable plants and things like that.
Gotcha.
Aubrey bought some tomato plants from one guy. He had them planted in red Solo cups.
Nice.
And we were walking out, one guy goes, "Hey, where'd y'all get them Bloody Marys?"
Over there.
Over there, the tomato guy.
It could very well become a Bloody Mary later on in life.
Yeah, it might. It could very well.
This is a sort of fancy pigeon.
I mean, I didn't see anything with those red feathers.
Those are
with
wild.
the weird fluffy feet, yeah, they had those.
Really?
Yeah. But nothing with like red feathers like that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then there's this guy over here who's pretty fancy.
Oh,
Oh, those are pretty.
those are really pretty. They didn't have anything that looked like that. That's like
Look at their fluffy feet.
that's
How
like,
cute.
That looks like a blue jay mated with a parakeet.
It does.
That's cool. But yeah, they had a lot of weird pigeons.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who knew that was a thing?
Yeah, lots of birds, lots of weird birds like that.
Yeah. Huh. I just don't know. So do you take it home, put it in a bird cage, and
Well, pigeons you normally keep in like a little pen, kind of like what you would put like a rabbit in, I think.
Speaking of, I probably shouldn't tell this story, but it is so interesting to me. So there's a baby bunny that's living outside of the brewery in Archinetti's, and it goes back and forth. Well, it's a pretty smart little baby bunny because he goes over there and gets fed.
Yeah.
But I'm so worried. I mean, so I didn't. Jamie had failed to mention it to me, so we got out of the car the other day, and he was like, "Oh, there's the bunny," and I was like, "What bunny?" And he was like, "The bunny," and the stupid thing hops to us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, this is not going to end well."
Yeah.
But all day Saturday, he was just curled up in a little ball out in the yard. Like, you would have never seen him if you didn't know he was there. He was just all curled up in a little baby bunny ball. But he just lives there.
My sister.
And I'm so worried about it.
My sister at their house, they have a little bunny, I don't know, whatever, little burrow, I guess, like in the middle of their yard. And like every spring, there's a little family of bunnies that like just right in the middle of their yard, and they like kind of got a little gate and like sort of blocked it off, so like
So they're
people knows to
protected
stay away from it.
Yeah.
But you know,
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if somebody should take this bunny or, it's like, I'm afraid he's, probably going to get hit.
I don't know.
But he's so friendly.
Yeah.
I'm like, bunnies don't come to me. That's not good.
Yeah.
Like, be smarter than that, buddy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's there. Our fox family is back.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really the biggest fan of it, but they are cute.
They digging holes and stuff.
Oh yeah, they live under the barn, so they've dug out all underneath the barn, and
Yeah.
but they've got babies again, and it's like you're not gonna mess with them now.
Oh no.
And last year I said, well, I'll fill that hole in whenever the babies are gone, and I never did it, so now I deserve what I get. So they are cute though.
In my backyard, the groundhogs have completely like dug up under this one tree and killed the tree.
Oh,
It's just a
super.
big groundhog hole there,
Yeah.
And I filled it in with just dirt,
Oh yeah.
Just
Just-
would never know that I did it. I mean, just no effort at all on their part to just
they
go right back to it.
Yeah, they could have that gone in no time.
Oh my gosh, you can't even tell I did anything.
It's spring. The critters are doing what critters do, and it's kind of like just let them be, and they'll go at some point. But those baby foxes are cute. Maybe I can get some videos of them this year. Although I've talked to several people that I guess red foxes are not indigenous to our area. Gray foxes are. So red foxes create a lot of havoc that they're not really supposed to be here.
Yeah, I mean, I think they don't really. I don't think they really bother anything. They're not going to bother your pets or anything unless your pets are being like aggressive towards them.
Well, they would. I mean, if you have chickens,
Well,
or
if you got chickens,
I mean, if you have any kind of small livestock like that, they're.
But I don't think they're going to mess with your cat or your dog.
I hope not. I mean, I would hate for that to.
Now, if you got chickens, that's a whole different thing.
I mean, 7-pound olive maybe, but not 27-pound olive.
Chunk.
She's a little chunk.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. They are cute though. My goodness.
Yeah. Talking about predators getting into your chickens, I had a friend. She's got a little chicken coop, and she had a hawk get in there and get stuck in there. He didn't bother the chickens really because he got stuck in there.
He was freaked out.
Freaked out because he couldn't get out of the chicken coop. So they had to like help him get out.
I'm surprised it didn't kill the chickens. 'Cause
Yeah.
they can be pretty.
Oh yeah.
So that's what happens at our house. So we either have a hawk or we have bunnies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like this circle of life thing, right? Mm-hmm. So some years we'll have a hawk and no bunnies, and then other years we have tons of bunnies, and then the hawks come back.
Yeah.
Because of the bunnies.
Yeah. I had a hawk show up at my bird feeder a few weeks ago. Did I tell you that?
No.
I couldn't. It looked like it was maybe hurt, but he scurried off and I never saw him again.
Okay.
But yeah, he was just hanging out on the deck beside the bird feeder.
I would think that would be pretty heavy for a bird feeder because they're pretty big.
Oh well, he wasn't on the feeder.
Oh, he
wasn't like
wasn't.
perched on it. He was like on the ground by it.
I gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Picking up the slack.
He was looking for some.
He's hungry.
Yeah. It's not what the bird feeder's for.
No, you're not the kind of bird that we're talking about here, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Dylan, what did you get into this weekend? Dylan made me a delicious sub at Subway yesterday. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that was what I did Sunday pretty much. And,
Yep.
I went down and watched a baseball game though. It was a game in Beaver.
Okay.
Went and saw that, and then Saturday. Honestly, I don't remember Saturday. I think I just laid around.
Cool. Well, that's good because you never get time to do that.
I could use a little bit more time to do that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Did you, you didn't make it to see the Savannah Bananas?
No, I did watch a little bit of Open Rail Saturday
did you?
night at the Marquee.
How
They
did
were
that
great.
go?
They were great. They were
Of
funny.
course they did. They're awesome.
Fantastic.
Did they bring out the potty chair?
No. So I mean, I really do have an old potty chair in the storage. And I went over there early to talk to him and stuff. And I was like, man, I should have just brought that. These guys would have thought that was hilarious. And I because they had they brought a chair for Don to sit in like he was talking about. I was like, man, I should have just brought that.
So as a side note, I don't think we talked about this on the air, but Don had some heart issues and is recovering from that. And so therefore they tease him, so much that they said that they were going to make him sit on a stool to, not be standing the whole time. And I said, you guys should bring him out a potty chair and make him sit on that. And, they were like, I'm like, oh God, please don't do the poor guy. Oh, but I could see them totally doing that because they are rotten.
Yeah, they're pretty funny.
They're fun.
They're pretty funny.
Bunch
But yeah,
of
it
good
was a great
guys.
show. It's a great show.
They are so talented. And the fact that they can go, through so many genres of music, I think is just, that's a great musician for you.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people get stuck in one lane and that's it, but they go all over the place from rock to country to gospel. And, you have to be able to sing very, very well to pull off gospel music. I mean, it's...
Oh, yeah. They've got those harmonies down.
Yeah.
Great.
It's something.
Yeah. Really talented. And it was a great turnout, too. It was
Good.
nearly full. So fantastic seeing that.
Did you know that Willie Nelson used to sing gospel music?
I mean, doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Kind of how he started. He was like all straight-laced and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen pictures of him when he was young, you
Yeah.
know, with like short hair and stuff.
And Elvis started out singing gospel music too.
Yeah.
So you have to have a true talent to be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good
Fun stuff.
All right. Well, Dylan, you want to introduce your
Yes,
video?
Dylan.
Yeah, so basically this is just the actors, Corbin and Reagan. And I guess they're not really actors, but, Corbin and Reagan.
He's like, they're in it. They're not really
Actors.
acting. He really is a giant banana.
So talk about how this whole thing came to be in case people don't know.
All right, so that's pretty much what this video is. They explain the entire history of Runaway Reagan. But essentially what happened is I started doing podcasts through the esports team, and they weren't getting a lot of views. So I thought, hey, let's make our own commercial for it.
Okay.
So it started off with our friend Luke Davis, the guy with the voice that does the narration for this. And he was basically going to be interviewed, and Corbin went out and was like, kind of like a receptionist, but it just happened to be school spirit day or something like that.
Okay.
So Corbin was dressed as Scrooge. So he walked out and was like, Mr. Davis, we're ready for you. Get in there. And then the video got very popular, and our podcast did very well.
Gotcha.
So every time we do a podcast, we bring in a guest, and Reagan was a guest. And Corbin decided to be a police officer and basically take him out of class like he was under arrest.
Uh-huh.
And then our teacher, Mrs. Stewart, caught us and then was like, Reagan, get back in here. And then he took off running, and then Corbin was like, Reagan, wait for me. And he started chasing after him. And then that was Runaway Reagan.
Aha.
And there's been 5 more after that.
So this is a preview for what?
This is a explanation of the entire history of Runaway Reagan.
Okay.
He's like, it's not so much a preview as an explanation.
Okay.
All right.
All right, here it is.
Hello. In the spirit of the new Runaway Reagan getting released here soon, we wanted to do a quick podcast to recap all what's happened.
Yes, here is what you've missed. Alright, so episode 1, I get Reagan out of class for a podcast. However, I don't have a pass, so I dress as a police officer and pretend to arrest him. However, Miss Stewart overhears our plans and chases us down the hallway. However, in our getaway, Reagan locks me out of the podcast room and I'm forced to wait outside.
It was the most hype video I've ever been a part of. For a while, I remember a lot of people asked me about it and talked about it. It was a good time.
It was. That was the start of probably our first big series, I would say.
With Runaway Reagan 2, I remember a lot of people would ask me if there's a second one coming out, or a lot of people requested that a second one came out. Some people would just ask me because they wanted to be in it, but I remember there's a lot of hype surrounding that as well.
Yes. In the plot of episode 2, I finally break into the room where Reagan is hiding. And in order to take revenge, I chase him down the hallway. And suddenly, a bunch of people just join in. that wasn't intentional in the recording process. But eventually, it ends with him once again locking me outside of the room.
I forgot that wasn't intentional, that all those people came running after us and just kind of jumped in.
Yeah. Alright, so episode 3 starts with me once again breaking into the room. And however, Reagan runs out very fast, and I have to chase him down the hallway. Unfortunately, there happened to be a banana peel sitting right on the ground, which I end up slipping on, injuring myself and getting PTSD for months. Anyway, I meet Reagan in the gym, and that's where the episode cuts.
Very fun filming process, I have to say.
It was. Alright, the next year brings us Battle of the Century Part 1, where I decide to conquer my fear of bananas. I meet a large human-sized banana in the hallway, which I end up fighting, and I gain superpowers. And then I go to confront Reagan in the hallway.
In part 2, I confront my own fears, and I gain a new power as well to confront Corbin with.
Then we fight. And Salesman Jim.
He's there too.
He's just kind of there.
Runaway Reagan 4 has been a way to deliver a genuine narrative into Runaway Reagan and develop both my character and Corbin's character.
Yeah, it's a breakaway from the usual formula that people were used to last year, and I wasn't sure how it would be received, but people seem to like it, and we love making it, you know.
I had a good time with it. I don't think I run away at all.
No running. I was the one who actually ran away, part 1, from the banana,
That's true.
because it scared me.
Like not paying attention to anything.
Oh, Dylan, that's good.
Pretty.
You guys are goofy.
Yeah, you guys are goofy. I'll give you that. But no, I like in that last clip when he's like, he's going like, hulking out, and then someone just casually
Just
walking
walking by,
behind him.
not paying 1 ounce of attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was during school.
How do you ignore that?
I don't know, but this is a funny part here. So when we were filming that scene right there, after he ends up getting a new form, which looks very ridiculous. Jen has seen it. And as he was doing that, I'll just say what it is. He becomes a banana. And he is the banana now.
I did not see that coming.
No.
He's the banana, but he has a cowboy hat on and a red jacket over the banana suit. And as he's standing there about to act in the scene again, going, the teacher next to us opens the door, and the entire class sees Corbin like this. And then he says, "I'm taking a test. Can you leave?"
The teacher says that?
Yeah. So then Corbin just goes, "Oh," and just casually walks down the hallway back to class.
You guys. And what cracks me up is how much they crack themselves up.
Yeah. Hey, I am
So
guilty
good.
of being my own biggest fan when it comes to how funny my jokes are, so I get that. No judgment here, Dylan.
No, it's like you guys have so much fun with it. That is so good.
So that's going to be out later this week.
Yeah.
You know what else is later this week?
What?
Prom's this weekend, right, Dylan?
It is.
Is it?
You excited?
Do you have
I
your
am, actually.
tuxedo, Dylan?
I do have that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I do at least. I ordered it. And
It's ordered.
yes.
So hopefully it will be here.
I hope so.
Okay.
Did you get a corsage and a boutonniere?
I think I did. Yeah. I mean, I went down and ordered it.
Okay.
Okay. So there has been an order placed.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
where do the kids like hang out before and after prom, or do
yeah,
they
like what do people do now with prom?
I mean, I
'Cause-
think our parents all just have us go to different places and take pictures, and then afterwards they go to after prom.
So do you actually go to the prom and like dance and stuff, or do
you
people
just like sit awkwardly in the corner?
It's been different recently because, COVID kind of changed everything. So nowadays, prom isn't so much of like the slow dance classical scene. It's more of like, all right, left foot, let's stomp.
Oh,
Right foot,
I hate
let's
that
stomp.
stuff.
I
hate those so much. Hate
Cha-cha.
the cha-cha slide so much.
It's a lot of cha-cha slides and keep it
Oh
shuffling.
my god, I hate the cha-cha slide so much.
So
The occasional like slow country song too.
You
It's like-
ever try to trick the DJ into playing like a dirty song? Play like Back That Ass Up or something like that.
I don't know that anyone has, but I feel like I've heard that song, like stuff like that, play in there before. So
who
I
is the
guess,
DJ? Do you know?
No idea.
Okay.
Well, you gotta send us pictures, Dylan.
Yes.
All right.
Good deal.
And of your date too.
Yeah, of you and your date with Red in the background.
Oh.
With little baby Red
Little baby
standing
Red
there.
in the background.
We'll put a little diaper on him and he can stand there. like in
Don't-
Dawn's pictures.
Don't Photoshop that, Dylan.
I will not.
That would actually be pretty good if you did that. It'd be kind of funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's 10 o'clock.
It is 10 o'clock.
And we need to get out of here
We
for
do
the
need to
day.
Get out of here.
Do we have we don't know what we're doing this week,
Well,
do we?
I think Phil Buffington will be here with some actual news tomorrow.
Okay.
Including some updates on this crazy Board of Elections saga, which is just continuing.
It's so interesting. Sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and strange things go through your mind. Like
Yeah.
that's what went into my mind
Okay.
in the middle of the night. I'm like, wonder what's going on with this Board of Elections
Well,
thing.
apparently more controversy. So we'll hear about
Okay.
that tomorrow, hopefully.
All right. Well, you'll hear it here first. How's that?
Yep.
So, all right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. And we'll be right back here tomorrow. Have a great week.
This just in.
The Telegram News has a new website.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Same dedicated coverage.
Same trustworthy news with a brand new look.
Covering Jackson and Benton counties and surrounding areas.
Locally owned and operated, TheTelegramNews.com has its finger on the pulse of the community.
Stay up to date on local events, high school sports, and breaking news.
TheTelegramNews.com.
Subscribe today at TheTelegramNews.com.
Check it out.